In this session, we're going to cover Centurion Technology Smart Control Resource Manager, and we're going to focus on scheduling for Windows updates. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my scheduling window. I'm going to select scheduling. I'm going to go to my Schedule Tasks tab. And under my Schedule Tasks tab, I have my three main scheduling tabs. So under Recurrence, I'm going to choose to run my Windows updates at 1 a.m. And now for my maximum duration in minutes, I'm going to select 120 minutes, which represents the maximum time I want to allow the schedule to run. If this schedule takes longer than 120 minutes, my clients will fall back into a protected mode of some sort that I choose. Enable protection, block FireWire, block USB, or block the keyboard or mouse, or I can do a combination of all four. My recurrence pattern, I'm going to select either one time, every day I want to run the schedule, a certain day of the week, which in this case is what we'd like to do, so we choose Sunday, or I could also do this a certain day of the month, and maybe say every 15th day of the month. In this case again, we have selected Sunday at 1 a.m. to run our Windows updates. The range of recurrence is going to start with today's date, and I can have it end at a certain time, which in this case I will select September 30th is going to be the last day that I wish this OS update to run, this Windows update. I'm going to name this my Windows update for Sunday. Now I'm going to select my targets, and that's going to be building A. And I'm also going to select two other computers that are isolated outside my groups, because these might be administrative computers that I also want to include in this schedule. My fallback, I'm just going to leave with it enabled protection mode. So again, if this schedule takes longer than 120 minutes, something went wrong, and that could be like your network falling off. It could be the power goes down due to a storm. Once the service starts back up, and if it is over the 120 minutes, it will then fall back into the protected mode that I've selected. My actions. The first action I'm going to select will be Wake on LAN. I'm going to add that to my action order. I do this because my machines may have been shut off that night, and then I need them to wake back up again in order to receive the schedule and run the updates. If you shut your machines, or if you leave your machines on at night, I still set up a Wake on LAN as the first action of a schedule, just in case one of those machines was turned off accidentally. And that way again it ensures that my machines are up and running to receive the schedule. The next thing I'm going to select is Disable Protection. And I'll add that to my package. And then I'm going to do a reboot to switch the protection modes to unprotected. And now I'm going to actually select a Windows update process. And I have recommended or execute only. The recommended setting is going to perform all the necessary reboots during the Windows update process. It will also block the keyboard and mouse to prevent anyone from interfacing during this unprotected maintenance window. The execute only will not block the keyboard and mouse, and it will not do all the necessary restarts during the Windows update process. This is for a manual type Windows update, and what we're going to select today is the recommended. Now I have a maximum minutes for this update to run, and I'm going to select 60 minutes. Then my next action will be a enable protection. Instead of doing a reboot, I'm actually going to do a shutdown, because I want my machines off at night and therefore conserving energy and reducing the amount of expenditure by keeping those machines on. So we shut them off at night to save money. What happens is at 1 a.m. every Sunday between this date and September 30th, the clients that I've selected will get this whole package. Computers will wake up, or if they're already up, they will still get the command and just move right to the next step. They will disable protection and then reboot. Once they've rebooted into an unprotected mode, the Windows update process will commence. The first thing that happens is the keyboard and mouse will be blocked. It will then perform all the necessary updates, again doing all the necessary restarts. The updates that it will perform are all Windows updates that do not require human interaction. Any updates that do require human interaction will be skipped and will have to be performed at a later time, or through a different means, or through a schedule that you can use as an execute only, and therefore you can get more specific as far as what you wish to do. So in this case, it's going to perform all the updates that do not require human interaction. Once that process is completed, it will complete all the reboots again as necessary, and it will then enable the protection, and then our machines will just shut down. So again, that way we're going to conserve power and lessen our expenditure by leaving the computers on. I'm going to enter in my password. I'm going to save the schedule. And it tells me my start date and time must be later than the current date and time. So I say OK, and what that means is I've selected today's date. So what I have to say is, okay, it was already 1 o'clock in the morning, so the scheduler knows that there was a mistake made on timing, and it takes you right to the field that needs to be corrected. So I'm going to go ahead and select the 7th, and now I'm going to save the schedule. And it tells me my summary of the schedule. I'm going to hit OK, and it goes right to View Tabs, and then here's my Windows updates for Sunday. I can open that up and see all the things that I've affected and what I've done. And that way I can review this. If I need to export this through CSV, I can do that. Or if I need to disable the schedule, I can disable it through the Enable Disable function. I could also highlight the schedule and run it right now. If I need to do a Windows update process right in the middle of the day, I can delete the schedule. I can also make a copy of the schedule, or if I need to make an adjustment or an edit to the schedule later on, I can highlight the schedule, I can load it, and then go ahead and make whatever proper adjustments I need to make. This concludes scheduling through the Smart Control for Windows updates.